Road, water, and opportunities to make money from youth to the elderly.
Should you win, you have a responsibility to make the reality of 30 years ago no longer a reality. How imposing is that?
It's a big job. It's a very big job. It's not something that gets done in one term, and it's not something that gets done when you change and choose a better MP. The only way that happens is when you decide you're going to work with people to get it done. So here's where I think we have lost the opportunity. Over the last few years, except for our farmers groups, so the JS helps our farmers to create their groups. Outside of those farming associations, which are critical to sustaining that industry, our communities are not organized. You'd be hard pressed to find a thriving community association in every single community. Which means that there's nobody working together. If a church group don't decide that we're going to put together something and fix the road, or a group of citizens come together for one Labor Day and say, let's do something, there's no organized effort in the community. And the politicians thrive on that lack of organization. So you can go in there and pick a one person to work with and decide you're not working with that one. That could be sufficiently stamped out. If the community decided that we are one, and if you're dealing with one, you're dealing with all. And all of us want A, B, and C, not what you choose to give us. Now, if you had an organized community, then the work don't become so difficult, because then we could delegate. So the community has the authority to come up with the idea, has the authority to pour over the budget and assess the timelines and so on. And I come in as member of parliament, if that ends up being the reality, to endorse and facilitate and bring that vision to life. The only way to show them what I mean is to do it. So once we come into communities, and I can give you some real examples. Halls Green, we went in there, did not have a strong community organization. We said, let's start with youth. So we created the Halls Green Youth Association. That group has their chairman, vice chairman, secretary, and they'll select a treasurer in another couple of weeks. They then sit down and decide what we want to see for young people. They need some more sports. They need their ball field to be properly kept, and they also want a community center inside there. My job now is to facilitate by finding the resources. To accept now the reality that the only industry that is really thriving in West Rural St. Andrew is agriculture, or coffee farmers, and that has been decimated over the last 4 years. But there is no other form of industry. I can't find vibrant factories where we're processing the fruit, dropping off of the trees, where young people are going in for training, getting a skill, and then being able to work in their community. If you're not a mason, or if you don't want to be a farmer, it is almost impossible to find a job in West Rural St. Andrew. So all of our labor is exported into Kingston. Constant Spring Road, half a tree, downtown, or out of Kingston altogether. And that is a signal that economically we have not moved forward very much. So when I said yes, I did not recognize just how great the gap was between people's potential and ambition and the pathway that they had to get there. COVID-19 has amplified that sense of separation. They can't go out anymore. And even when they can go out, what they're going out to do except to go to the supermarket, get their medication, or go to church. So I want to ensure that every single division, each of the 4, has a thriving community center that allows for exposure to technology, not just for youth, but to my elderly population as well. And also for them to engage in their craft. So a lot of them sew. We should have a center where back to school uniforms are being sewed by our seamstresses who are elderly. They should come and be able to access machines. So if you can't purchase a machine for yourself, but you're a great seamstress, come to the community center. Maybe you pay a rental fee, whatever it is. You sew there, you make your money. Maybe you make 20 uniforms for Lawrence Tavern Primary. And you put some money in your pocket and you go home. Baking, embroidery, crochet, painting. They have so much talent sitting at home and unable to make use of that. And that could add some real life. After school care too, I think, is an important way for them to contribute. While they are able enough, because you need some stamina and energy to follow kids around, but those who are still physically able can offer aftercare services at these community centers. So parents who have to work the night shift, the call center industry now has a lot of people working late nights. Somebody can watch your child either at the community center or in your home. They have supervised care. That's not just something for foreign. Income generating opportunity. People need money in their pockets. The secure job that they had 6 months ago does not exist, or does not exist in the same fashion at the point that we are at now in 2020. So they need flexible ways to earn some money, and that opportunity has not yet been made clear. So we spoke a little bit about the factories domiciled in the community, about an opportunity for the elderly and even the young people to use community centers to generate income. Access to the internet as well. That's something we want to make a right in West Rural St. Andrew. And we will start by turning every single public space, so our public squares, our schoolyards and our churches, the churches that agree to it, as Wi-Fi hubs. So if you have a phone but you can't afford the data, and maybe you're running a little business on Instagram, your orders coming in, you can't see them because you don't have any money, you don't have any credit, you should be able to go to some public space, pick up the Wi-Fi and conduct business. So we want to make it as easy as possible for those with the ambition and the idea and the business perhaps to be able to earn while the economy is rebuilt in the next couple of years. And that is the most urgent need. Road, water, and opportunities to make money. From youth to the elderly, people need money now. It's a lot of small group, face-to-face, one-on-one or 5-on-5 conversation that allow you to spend more time with people versus a big mass gathering where you have one message for everybody and hope that somebody pick out something out of it. You can have a conversation with 5 people here, 10 people over here, 15 people over here. It takes more time, but thankfully more people are likely to be home. So when you come to a house, if 3 people are home, now with COVID and those restrictions, you maybe have 5 or 6 people home. You can have a proper discussion and go in detail. So I see that as a benefit because it give me a chance now to talk to people, share the idea, hear what they have to say, take a little cussing because politics never worked before, but also learn what they want.
Okay.
So we now have to cut and go. We can spend a little more time. And I enjoy that. And I have the benefit of technology, the ability and the knowledge to use it. So it is a benefit now for me to be able to use Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp to spread the message. So that is not an unfamiliar space. So we're making the best of both worlds.
What has been the response to you from the constituents?
Positive. Overwhelmingly positive. Overwhelmingly positive. In fact, even when I meet people who are not going to vote for me, they still greet me with a smile, with warmth. I'm welcome. I can sit down, talk through the ideas. They'll give me feedback on some of the ideas I have. So there's a sense of partnership where even though I have a political persuasion, you look like somebody I can work with. You look like somebody that we can hold our vibes and we can reason. So even if my side no win, you are somebody we can work with. And that's what I want people to feel when they see me. That we're on the same team. I might run for a different party, but at the end of the day, my goal is to work with you to develop our home.
Okay. What are your chances?
I think I have a 100% chance of victory. I can't imagine losing the election unless I don't do what I'm supposed to do to bring out the votes on election day. So the duty is mine. People have expressed faith. They believe, they have hope, they see a new energy in the politics. They like how it look bright up now and inclusive, as though everybody have a seat at the table, everybody have a space under the tent. My job now is to do the political work, to organize the workers, train the workers. Hello! Organize the workers, train the workers, and make sure we have a well-oiled machine on election.